Hello, I'm Josiah Guthlin, graduate student at Messiah University and the Director of Veteran and Military Student Services at the University of Baltimore. This is my presentation on the University of Baltimore's assessment plan of veteran and military affiliated new student orientation. Let's start with just a little bit of history. The University of Baltimore, or UB, was originally founded as a private school of law and college of business administration in 1925 and became a public institution in 1975. UB is located in the heart of Baltimore City, Maryland. It is regionally accredited by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education and was most recently reaccredited in June of 2017. The law school is accredited by the Council of the Section of Legal Education and Admission to the Bar of the American Bar Association, most commonly referred to as the ABA or the American Bar Association. UB offers bachelor's, master's, doctorates, and Juris Doctorates, which is just the long way of saying JD or a law degree. UB has a current enrollment of just over 4,200 students between the undergraduate, graduate, and law school student population. The mission of UB is to be the premier regional university for career advancement where leaders grow, thrive, and learn to apply their skills for solving local and global challenges. The values of UB are listed here, along with a few of our areas of excellence. Within the institution is the Bob Parsons Veterans Center, which I am the director of. The mission of the center is to champion the success of veteran and military members at the University of Baltimore by combining the best resources, the most knowledgeable staff, and a dedicated administration to create a sense of belonging that compels the veteran student to become an integral part of the Bob Parsons Veterans Center. We are committed to helping our students graduate by forging partnerships throughout the university, by advocating for policy changes that improve the experience of veteran students, and by making their transition to being a student as smooth as possible. This leads into the assessment of veteran and military affiliated new student orientation, or NSO. This is a new program that has yet to be attempted at the institution, so the results of the assessment will directly impact future iterations of the event. The purpose of the event is to alleviate pain points that many veteran and military affiliated students have when entering into the institution, specifically about how to use benefits, who to reach out to if there's an issue, and what resources are available specifically to them as a veteran or military affiliated student. There are three measurable and observable learning outcomes that we hope to achieve as a result of new student orientation. As a result of the veteran and military affiliated NSO, students will be able to identify resources that are uniquely available to them. Students will also develop positive relationships with at least one other student, faculty, or staff member, and students will be able to recognize the documents needed to utilize veteran educational benefits each semester. The use of the verbs identify and recognize both come from the understanding level of the cognitive process from Bloom's revised taxonomy. These were selected due to the nature of the knowledge and application of that knowledge for this purpose. We do not need the students to create resources or design documents in order for their benefits to be processed in a timely fashion. Develop positive relationships, on the other hand, is from the creating cognitive process and is the most challenging portion for a student to accomplish. The target indicator on the assessment grid has been adjusted for this challenge. Speaking of the assessment grid, you can see each of these learning outcomes are connected to both the strategic plan for the Bob Parsons Veterans Center and the University of Baltimore strategic plan for 2018-2023. The first learning outcome ties into the Bob Parsons Veterans Center Goal 1.1. In short, it aims to improve integration and offer programs that facilitate student success. When a student does not have to worry about their benefits, they can focus on their studies. which will make them a better student. This also ties into the university goal of offering exceptional experiences both in and outside of the classroom. The second learning outcome ties to goal 2.3 of the Bob Parsons Veterans Center, specifically building and strengthening the campus-wide community. This fits into the university goal of fostering diverse ideas and experiences. Veteran and military-affiliated student populations are more diverse than the greater population and bring unique perspectives to the classroom and the wider community. The third learning outcome focus aligns with Goal 1.2. This is addressing institutional barriers for veteran and military-affiliated students and streamlining the process for all involved. UB Goal 2.2 is to enhance affordability and student financial literacy, which fits nicely with this learning outcome. In order to assess the learning outcomes, we'll be using a participant exit survey that uses the Likert 6-point scale and a few short answer questions. Since this survey is being handed out in person at the end of the event, we expect a high response rate from our attendees. As you can see here, the first 7 questions use the 6-point Likert scale. Due to the nature of the questions, the 5-point Likert scale did not seem appropriate. The 5th question, I formed at least one positive friendship with either another student or a faculty member today, relates to the second learning outcome. A response of a 4, 5, or 6 will be considered a yes for forming a positive relationship, while a 1, 2, or 3 will demonstrate they did not form a positive relationship. The 6th question, I learned about at least 3 resources available to veteran and military affiliated students, is to assess the first learning outcome. Again, a 4, 5, or 6 would count as a positive, and a 1, 2, or 3 would not. The last 3 questions are short answers. The first is a knowledge test that relates specifically to the third learning outcome. What form must be submitted each semester to financial aid to use benefits? If the student response includes the veteran enrollment form, it will be considered a success. The last 2 questions are searching questions, asking what to keep and what to improve. These answers will be used to change future NSO sessions. Coming back to the assessment grid, in the highlighted area there under target indicators, we hope that 90% of our attendees will be able to identify at least 3 of the resources available to them. During NSO, we will discuss 5 separate resources available specifically to the veteran and military affiliated student. We hope that they retain at least 3 of them. The goal is to have 80% of attendees form a positive relationship while at new student orientation. Since this could be harder for some students, the percentage at which this occurs has been accounted for. Lastly, we would like every student that attends to understand their role in the benefit administration process. If students are not aware of their responsibility, that is, completing and submitting the veteran enrollment form, they have not achieved the third learning goal. This brings us to the dissemination plan and implementation timeline. The information from the surveys will be collected, compiled, and analyzed by me, and then the results will be shared across the Division of Student Success and Support Services. I will use infographics to keep the information entertaining and easy to process as I tell the story of veteran and military affiliated NSO. The results of the assessment will be used immediately to make changes to the next veteran and military affiliated NSO. Also, key indicators of the attendees will be tracked and compared to earlier years groups that did not have an NSO session to see if any correlation exists. As we know, this will not tell us causation, just if any correlation is there. Thank you very much for watching my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to hearing your feedback. Here are my references.